Okay, so Google Plus is a social network made by who? Oh yeah, the #1 search engine in the world. And who else? Oh, the #2 search engine in the world, YouTube. Google Plus is made by a person who has, a company, sorry, it's like some guy. I built Google Plus. There's built by a company that has a vast swath of the mobile platform world right now. This is Canada, so this probably might not go well, because I know you still like have a little fealty to that dying company out in the East. Does anyone here have Android phones? Yeah, look at that. That number's huger in the States where you don't have that rim problem. Listen, I slaved underneath the Crackberry for several years in my life when I worked in wireless telecom. I mean, I owned many of those little babies. The letters would fall off. I used them so much. But what I just kind of couldn't get there was, the only discerning, this is just totally off topic, but the only difference between the two phones is one had buttons. Like that's what their defending factor was in the marketplace. I like a phone that I could actually feel the buttons. Awesome. But anyway, so Google is owned by the #1 search engine. Google Plus is owned by the #1 search engine, #2 search engine in the world. It's also owned by a person who has a vast swath of mobile devices under its control. And we're still saying, I don't know, I think that Facebook still has a chance. There's a lot of people on there. It is not a Google versus Facebook thing. That's the first thing not to care about in this story. It is not a Google versus Facebook thing. You should never care about the competition. People said that print would kill, radio would kill print. That didn't quite work out. People said TV would kill radio. That didn't quite work out. And people said the internet would kill everything. That's working. But besides that one, it's always been that way, right? So I don't think we have to worry Facebook versus Google Plus. Have all the social networks you want. They'll make, you put them like those loyalty cards on your key ring, right? It's totally cool. Just be where you want to be. But here's the thing. As a business person, the challenge or the opportunity is you're having trouble being heard. You're having trouble being found. North America, the 68% number of traffic starting on Google before finding your site is the number. So 2/3 plus of people looking for your website start on Google. Why wouldn't you at least put a little account up, even a personal account up on Google Plus, and post a couple things that point people back to your main website? It's not going to hurt anybody. It's totally fine. If you say, I don't have enough time in the day for that, then why are you sitting here with me? There must be something burning. But what does it really mean? What's it all matter? Why do I not want to talk about my slides? Well, they're really colorful, by the way. People from Blue Glass in LA made them. They look like that, and things. And they say stuff. You can go find them online, by the way. That's the other reason. It's like an old poster. Who cares? I want to talk about other stuff. And what I want to talk about is, first off, we have this huge problem, don't we, where we're waiting for people to understand what we're about. We're trying to get our idea across, right? But what do we feel like all the time? We feel like no one can hear us. How am I going to matter? Who's in the still sub 100 followers club? Come on, be fair about this. And I don't have even 100 followers, right? A couple people. Thank you for being bold. Oh my gosh, you bunch of chickens. I started a new Twitter account to test what it was like to not have any followers, and it sucks. I'll just start you there as a level set. It sucks. And you might have a great idea. You might even mention some big name, and they don't care because they look down at you because you maybe are followed by 41 people. So I started this over a bunch of days. And the first bunch of days, I started it with a name it had nothing to do with me, and there was no picture of me and all that. And then I just put a picture of me, but still no name recognition or whatever. And then I put my name, and then I started making it a lot more obvious it was me. And then, of course, followers flood in thinking they're on to my secret. But it was just me testing different layers and seeing what would happen. When I started following all the big guys, I didn't follow social media big guys because that would be lame, and I would be getting to tattle on my friends, or who should be my friends. Instead, I followed music people, primarily electronic dance music people and dubstep people as a sample. Why not? Skrillex, that sort of thing. Wow. So what they do is they retweet people saying good things about them almost all day. In New England, we'd say, that's wicked awesome. Up here, I don't know what the version of wicked awesome is, but probably like, bitchin' or good. what goes on is people don't know even the first bit how to get heard over the crowd. So these people with a gazillion followers don't know any better than you. They only have a gazillion followers because they also made interesting albums. But what I learned is this, and I guess what I want to talk to you about is this. Julian Smith and I, anybody remember Julian from the other social media camp? Is anyone still scarred and having nightmares of any parts of that? All right. Julian is so much more interesting than me, by the way. You shouldn't have brought me up here. He's also Canadian. Aren't you required to have 50% Canadian content and everything? By the way, you're the only people on the globe that when I hear a song from any band, you're like, oh, they're Canadian. It's like you're taught that in school. You're taught to like, they're Canadian. You know, because I've never heard a Bulgarian guy go, oh, they're Bulgarian. You know, Kim Kardashian doesn't hear System of a Down and go, ah, ooh, ooh, Armenian people. I almost blanked on the word Armenian, so you caught me in that one. Julian and I have a book coming out called The Impact Equation, and this is not an attempt to sell the book. So authors make like about $1 for every book you buy. So no one's ever trying to sell a book unless they, for some reason, think that's a great idea. I don't want you to buy my book. I want to buy your mind.